With the obsession of passive income that has influxed into the property investment industry, a really common question I'm getting right now is, Jamie, how many properties do I actually need to retire? Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what that financial freedom number looks like, what it means, and how many properties you need in order to implement investing to retire. So if you're interested in property, this is the channel for you. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And hey, if you get value from this video, make sure to smash the like button as we're going through this, so it helps me help you and help this reach more people like yourself on the channel. So the first thing to consider about finding your retirement number is actually, what does retirement mean for you? And I know this is a bit weird, but retirement means a very different thing for me to other people. See, I have no retirement plans. I have no interest whatsoever about the idea of doing no work whatsoever and just living off of my money. That's what retirement means for most people. For me, retirement is death. That sounded a bit traumatic, but it is for me. Like, that's my exit. I'm going to die before I stop working. I like the idea of semi-retirement, okay? So for me, retirement is semi-retirement. And what that means for me is I am in a constant state of, if I want to stop working now, I'm off. And if I decide that's it, I'm never doing another video again, I've decided I don't like property anymore, as if that would ever happen, I don't mean in property. But if I ever did that, I don't need to worry. I've got financial opulence in my life. I can live off of my investments today, travel the world, spend stupid amounts of money. I can still do that. But I don't want to. I don't have that. And so what I like being in a state of semi-retirement is if I go, do you know what? I've worked my bloody arse off. I'm pretty tired now. I need a rest for a month and go traveling or whatever. Then I'll go do that. And before big old C got in the way, that was the plan. But you know, that's my idea of retirement, but you need to understand, what does retirement mean for you? Linked in with that, you need to be really specific with how you're going through this. People throw numbers around all the time, and this is numbers based, okay? So what is your financial freedom figure? What is your independence figure? And people throw around financial freedom, independence, all of that. For me, it's the financial freedom figure that you need to understand. And maybe we could do a video actually breaking down independence, freedom, opulence, etc. But financial freedom is the amount of money you need to make passively, or as passive can be, i.e. you are not needing to exchange your time for it, on a monthly basis, so you can achieve the life of your level of desire, okay? It's not opulence, which is like, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, level, I'll buy a jet or whatever. It's not independence, which is I can survive. It's freedom, okay? And financial freedom is, I'm living a really great life right now. Be specific around this. So many, and people think of a figure right now. So many people think 10 grand a month, like whoa, where the hell did that come from? Where's 10 grand come from? Where did 5 grand come from? Where's 3 grand come from? Whatever it is, be specific. What does that money actually represent? What do you actually want it to pay for? So let's chuck a figure on the board now, which I'm going to go with £2,500. Okay, that is a random figure, but let's say I worked out exactly how much I want. That is your financial freedom and therefore your retirement number. The next thing to think about, which I'm so sorry to say this, but everyone forgets it, tax. Screw you, tax man. But it is there, okay? Tax is a real thing, and people just seem to ignore that. They go, oh yeah, I'm gonna make £250 a property, so that's 2.5 grand, I need 10 buy-to-lets. It's like, yeah, no. You need to think about your tax on this. Now, hopefully you're gonna get strategic tax advice, but typically a very, very, very vague way of doing this is times it by 1.2. Essentially, add your 20% on. So now we are at 3,000. Cool. Now you've got your tax covered. I know it's so annoying, it really is. But you do need to be thinking about these things and getting tax advice around that, which I cannot do because I'm not a financial advisor. Disclaimer, alert, big red, bam, done. The next thing is buffer. Okay, so for me, I like talking about coverage. I like talking about protection. I'm pretty obsessed with making money. I'm very obsessed with making money. I'll tell you a secret of something I'm really obsessed around: not losing money. Okay, and actually, a pound saved is a pound saved. A pound made is more like 50 pence because you got your taxes. And I always like to think about the risks. What if everything goes wrong? What is my risk mitigation strategy? And the final thing I love, and you will never see me do, is from a financial point of view, I never want to take a step forward and have to take a step backwards. It is one of the worst feelings in the world. So for me, if I am going to reach financial freedom and really live that life that I want, and work isn't part of that, I never want to step into that world and have to take a step back. So I look at coverage, which I add on 50%. So if you are actually going to retire, think about coverage at 1.5. So looking at that coverage, we are looking at £4,500 as our target figure to achieve true financial freedom, retirement, taking account of tax and coverage and protection on top of that, so that even in a worst case scenario, you've still got your retirement plan. You may notice, Jamie, you've not even spoken about property yet. That's right, because so many people just rush into things all the time. Everyone just wants it now, okay? But actually, you need to think about the outcome and really, really spend some time. Don't just chuck $2.5 grand up. Think about what life you want, the real outcome. Then work out what that's going to cost. Then work out your figure. Then add in your taxes. Then add in your coverage. And then, and only then, do we start looking at what strategy do we actually want to do. Now, everyone knows I'm boring, I'm vanilla, I like buy-to-lets, okay? And that's what I'm about. I love simplicity. I like things that aren't gonna shock me. I like knowing that when my wealth is here, it's only going to there, or there, or there. I don't like it going like that ever, okay? So I'm vanilla, I like the buy-to-lets. So for me, it is going to be a core buy-to-let strategy. That's not to say I won't look at service accommodation, HMOs, industrial conversion, all of the others. We're doing some new builds now, so see some videos coming up over the next year on that. But I will work it off of the most simple strategy because I know nobody is taking buy-to-let away from me. So I'm gonna work back from that, but pause, think, and work out what strategy you want to implement towards your retirement plan, because this is your life. I'm not going to break down the buy-to-let, break down the financials. I've done videos of that. Hey, I tell you what, I'll put it here at the end so you can go watch a breakdown of buy-to-lets. But with buy-to-let, I know circa £250 net is going to be coming in. So very simple math here. I need to know what 4,500 is divided by £250. That's going to tell me how many buy-to-let properties I need, which is 18. 18 buy-to-let properties. Now, I know you might be seeing that figure and thinking, bloody hell, that is a lot of property, right? Yes, it is. What did you think this was going to be? It pisses me off seeing all these people peddling buy-to-let investment as some sort of get-rich-quick scheme. Quit your job next year. No, if you've built up a corporate career and you've got a shit ton of money, then this is going to be great for you, okay? Buy-to-let investment is incredible, but if you are trying to live off of passive income, then great, but it's going to take time, but I promise you it is worth it. Okay, it takes time, it takes energy, but this is passive income we're talking about. Please divide up passive from active, because active income, you can make 100 grand a month through active income, but that takes time as well build into that. But passive income is very different. You are living off of your money into an investment. It takes time. The next thing we're doing is working back from this. What does that actually mean financially? I know, give or take, it's going to take around 40,000 where I am. These numbers are based on where I am in Leeds, which I think is an incredible investment area. If you're looking to invest, by the way, and you want me to help you, put APG in the comments and we can have a chat about that. But what we've got here is I know each property is going to be 40,000 for the deposit, the stamp, fees, all of those sort of things per property, which means 18 times 40 is 720,000. £720,000. Again, I know that is a ridiculous amount of money, but bear in mind, that's not actually the total capital I will need. That's only if I wanted to buy them now and create that freedom. What I'm actually going to do is refinance every few years and pull down money. So it'll actually end up being, it's called a burn rate, but roughly you'll actually need half of that money, which is 360,000. Which is still a lot of money, I get it, but bear in mind you're building up your financial freedom from here, but it's going to be between those figures dependent on what speed you need to do this. That if it's all at once, this if it's more like over a 3 to 5 year journey. So there's your answer. It's going to be 18 buy-to-let properties to get this, but really what I wanted to show you through this is the mechanics of how you get this down. Now what's really exciting is actually there's just icing on the cake. There's your cake right there, but let's talk about some icing. I know these 18 properties where I am is going to end up being, yes, around £700,000 in there, but it's going to be roughly a £2 million portfolio. Now that financial freedom is on the conservative, and everything when you're working your figures should be conservative, because then you know for a fact you've got your cake and you can bloody eat it. But everything else is just icing, baby, and it's just getting better and better. So part of that is, for example, capital growth. Capital growth historically since 1086, the Doomsday Book, is 10% a year. Sorry, it doubles every 10 years. Okay, so it's about 8 point something percent a year, compounded as it's going up. But that's not going to be forever. It won't be every decade. It just won't. But let's say it's 5%. Even at 5%, which I think is pretty accurate, if anything slightly conservative, that's £100,000 a year. Going up in value. Your net wealth is increasing at 100,000 a year, or is it? So remember, and I'll get this up on the calculator, remember this is all about compounding. So if I've got 2 million, times that by 1.05, it's 100 grand the first year, it's 105 the next year. Let's go forward 10 years. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next year, by the way, we're at 3.25 million. The next year, it's gone up to 420. So now we're looking over £200,000 a year increase in your net worth. And you've got rental increases, which by the way, will increase about the same amount. So if you've got 5% growth, remember that's not on your 250 a month, that's on your gross figure. So let's say it's 7,200 a year, your rent. If you've got a 5% increase on that, that's going up 7,200 is 720, £360. Might not seem like a lot, but that's £360 per year. And then the next year, it's another 360. And then the next year, another 360 every single year. Now, the important thing about this is it going to be hard getting that? Yes. It's simple, but not easy. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes control. And if you want to be really smart about this and you want to expedite your growth in there and really accelerate it, get educated properly. Okay, now you can do this through paid for courses or of course by subscribing to this channel. And I want to be here to give as much value for free. I will never go and sell from this. Hey, look, I'll talk about my sourcing company and the fact I do education because I genuinely believe in them. But this content will always be free. I will never, ever, ever, ever charge for it. And the way you can give some value back and get a hell of a load of value yourself is by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified when the next video comes up. And hey, if you got value from this video, if you could just lightly tap that like button, it really does help the channel out on the YouTube algorithm and help this content reach the people that need it, which are more people just like yourself. So do that now, hit the subscribe, the notification bell, and lightly tap that like button. And hey, whilst you're on YouTube anyway and distracting yourself with positive distractions, why don't you check out this buy-to-let video that actually breaks down what you need to know about buy-to-let before you invest in this strategy. I'll see you in the next video.